Hello everyone, welcome to my first haircut tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you how I do a mid fade. This is going to be a comb over with a mid fade, skin mid fade for our kid. Just to let you guys know, I'm not a master barber or anything like that. I just want to show you guys what I know. I want to help everyone that barely started cutting hair. I want to help them out, and I'm also going to be doing more videos so I can show you guys more haircuts and more techniques that I use. But in this particular haircut, I feel like I use my easiest technique that I know. But if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm not gonna use the shavers because it's a kid's haircut, so kids don't really wanna be in the chair for a while. So using the shaver usually takes more time. So I just want to be more simple, but the haircut, I want to make the haircut look good. So if you're new to the area or you are looking for a barber shop, I invite you guys to come by and say hi. This is a great environment, great vibes, great barbers. If you're looking to get a fresh haircut for the holidays or for a special occasion, this is the barbershop that you want to come to. I guarantee that you're gonna get the freshest haircut in town. We're located in San Clemente, 705 North El Camino Real, and also we're coming up with the second location in Mission Viejo. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright, before I start cutting anything, I'm gonna saturate my client's hair with water. And what I usually do is just that I comb the hair and check for any colics, and just so that I can have a clear view of my client's hair. So my client didn't want me to cut any length off the top. However, he asked me to cut the tips from the bangs. So the way I wanna cut these bangs, I'm just gonna point cut the tips and then just work my way to the left. So as you can see right here, I just like to start little by little and then work my way up, just so I make sure I don't cut more than the client actually wants. Right here, I'm just gonna separate the top from the bottom using my hair clips and just kind of get everything ready for the next step. Using my cordless seniors, I'm just gonna go with the number 2 guard open, and I'm just gonna clean around the head any bulk to just get it ready for the haircut. Right here, I'm just gonna use my Babyliss skeletons to start with the first guideline. Just keep in mind that these trimmers are in zero gap. I recommend you using any trimmer that are in zero gap to do the first guideline, so that it's easier for you to erase that later on with the clippers. You can see right here, I'm just doing the guideline around the ears as a rainbow shape so that I can give it a little bit of a burst fade. Right here, I'm just gonna use my zero gap trimmer to get rid of everything on the bottom, every single hair on the bottom. I like to use my zero gap trimmers so that it's easier for me to shave the bottom with the shavers. Just don't go too much high up because you're gonna do the harsh line. It's gonna be harder for you to erase it with the clipper. Just go around the head and clean every single hair on the bottom. I do want to mention that on this particular haircut, I didn't use the shavers just because
I don't use the shavers on kids a lot unless they ask for it, and the reason is because when you use the shaver, it does take more time, and kids don't really want to wait for the haircut that much time. So right here I'm just gonna go with my seniors with the lever open, just like about a half inch, and just go around the head. Make sure everything's nice and neat, everything's consistent and to the same size. Right here on the back of the head, I recommend you to do the guideline wider. It's just because the hair tends to be more dense and darker in the back area. So right here I'm gonna use the number 1 with the lever open and just go up about an inch, a full inch. Make sure you're consistent through the haircut, through the entire guideline, just because this is where the transition happens. You know, you want to make sure everything looks nice and neat and everything looks balanced on the right side, on the left side, and also in the back. I usually don't stay in the same area for a long time, but for the purpose of the video, I'm kind of like taking my time to get it to the same color and size. But if I wasn't recording the video, what I would do, I would just like continue with the guideline and do some detail work afterwards. Right here I'm gonna go again with the number 2 open. Just clean up around the head, make sure everything's nice and neat to the same size, so that I can come back with the number 1.5 and get rid of the dark spot on the top. The reason I do 3 guidelines is because I like my face to be spread out. I don't like fades that are compressed. This is kind of my style where I do 3 guidelines. In the future tutorials, you're gonna see most of the time I do 3 guidelines, just because I like to see my fades spread out. If a client comes in and he wants a compressed fade, which it doesn't really happen with my clients, I would do the guidelines a little bit less wide and more, obviously more tight. But as you can see right here, I'm just cleaning up the bulk and then make sure everything's to the same size, so that I can come back with the 1.5 right here and start with the lever open, and then close it halfway and then close it all the way down. So that way you can get rid of that dark spot and that line that you can see on the top. So depending on the hair, I usually use different techniques for every type of haircut. I never use the same technique, it's just because every type of hair is different, and then you have to kind of accommodate yourself to what's best for you. So sometimes the 1.5 won't necessarily break the line, so you have to come back later with the 1 open and finish up the work. So the next step, I'm just gonna go with my magic clippers, and I'm going to be knocking off the bottom line with the lever closed, and then open the lever little by little until you reach the middle line. So if you're a beginner, my advice to you when doing this step is just that you take your time. Don't ever use trimmers that are zero gap to do the first guideline. It's just because it's gonna be so hard for you to erase the bottom line. Also, another advice that I will say, just play with the lever, open it and close it as you need it. As long as you see the bottom line erased, you're good to go, man. Also, I'd like to mention that you don't necessarily have to use the clippers that I'm using. Just use your favorite clippers. As long as you follow the steps, you're good to go. Coming up next, I'm gonna use my half guard with the lever close to open method, just to kind of break the middle part. As you can see right here, I'm just hitting that line with the lever closed little by little and kind of opening it a little bit. Try not to go too high up. I just wanna be able to erase that line and then fade at the same time. Later on, I'm just gonna do the detail work and that fade will be done. Just try to be patient. I know for some of you this step might be the hardest one. It's just because this is where the transition happens. But just take your time and kind of detail as you go, so you don't have to do much of the detail work in the end. But I just wanted to mention, don't really rush this step because this is where the transition happens. On this side of the head, I like to use the corners of the blade just so that I don't create any more lines. I just want to be able to erase the line and then fade it. So just try to use the corners of the blade. And whatever I do to one side, I do it to the other side. Just try to be consistent and neat. So using the clipper over comb technique, I'm just gonna blend the top with the bottom and just to make sure that the haircut looks cleaner. So before I start doing the lineup, I like to go with the 1.5 and just go around the hairline and clean up any bulk. And the trimmers that I use to do the lineups are the Andes GTX. These are my heaters. They really do a good job when doing lineups. Just make sure not to press too hard on the client, since you can cause a really bad injury. Every time I do the lineup on the forehead, I usually start in the middle and then work my way to the right and then to the left. So what I'm gonna do right now is just that I'm gonna thin out the hair. Thinning out the hair will help the client to comb his hair, style it better, because it's gonna get rid of a lot of bulk that he doesn't really need. Even though he doesn't want me to cut any length, this will not cut any actual length. This will just thin out the hair and make it easier to manage. So after I finish doing that, I'm just gonna come in with my blow dryer and style the hair just to make sure that the client is happy with the haircut. The best way to do this is to blow dry it and give it a style. Now I'm just gonna apply some styling powder. This will just keep the hair in place and give it that finishing touch. And this is the final result. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on social media. My Instagram is Daniel the Barber and my TikTok is Daniel the Barber 1. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Have a great day.